Halo Sehu, selamat datang di game Genshin Impact. Jadi, ini kita lanjutin yang Archon questnya yang chapter 3 act 3-nya mungkin ini. Aku lupa yang kemarin itu. Seingatku itu kan kita mau datang Nahida, tapi Nahidanya belum hubungin kita sama sekali. Jadi kita mau sibukin diri sama itu Catherine. Ya itulah, cari quest gitu. Cari kerjaan lah. Oke, lanjutin ya. Nah, itu dia. Yang datang itu, Catherine itu. Oke. Kita lihat dulu apa yang itu mereka mau omongin di sini.
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Oke.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commission lah.
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Hah? Datang ke Akademia Symposium. Hah? Sore ini?
Say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Hah? Kita pakai kamera untuk nangkap itu reaksi orang di itu. Hah? Oke.
What kind of commission is that?
I feel embarrassed just imagine it. The audience would definitely have a reaction.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that
Okay.
case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
Isn't that just asking for beating? Mercenaries and orphanages really don't go together.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
What?
Hyman's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Ya, siapa yang kasih ini? Kasih misi seperti ini ke Adventure Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Hah? I just want... Okay, you are not actually Catherine, are you? You are Nahida, right?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Oke, ini ternyata Nahida. Pantasannya misinya aneh-aneh sama sekali itu.
So it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abisask?
Oke, dia masuk ke itu katanya waktu dia nyebut Ad Astra Abysos itulah. Pantasan itu ada yang aneh kelihatannya sama dia.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Ya, katanya dia terakhir istirahat.
I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Oke, dia bisa mimpi juga ternyata lah. So the Kasa can take away the dream of gods. What did you dream
It
about?
was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one.
Oke, dia mimpi Sub-Zero's
In
festival,
my
oke.
dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know,
Okay.
Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Ya, seperti itulah.
Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
Oke.
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Oh iya, dunia rejat.
Yes, I paid her a
Belum
visit right
ketemu
after
kita.
I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsol's own withering.
Hah? Elazar tuh withering di badan manusia? Hah? Oke, aku nggak tahu kalau seperti itu mereka nganggapnya.
But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Ya, apa rencana yang The Sage itulah?
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oke, kita diskusi di tempat lain.
Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Wah, kita bawa Catherine nggak? Oke. Dream Emptiness Deception. Oke. Mimpi kekosongan. Habis itu Deception. Deception.
Let's continue our
Penipuan kah?
chat
Apa?
here.
Gimana?
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Lah, kita nih cari masalah sama akademia sih ini. Oke.
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Possess a key figure in the academia. Possess a student and infiltrate the sage quarter. We could grab someone close to the sage and question them.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Oh iya juga sih. Semua orang yang di Sumeru City kan anggapnya seperti apa? Sama seperti sandera mereka lah. Jadi kita harus hati-hati nih. Kalau enggak bisa bahaya. Semua untuk orang di Sumeru City. Okay, possess a key figure in the academia. Possess a student and infiltrate the stage quarter.
No way, that's too risky.
You mean
Okay.
it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
Ya juga sih kalau kita menyamar jadi siswa di akademia, orang yang aslinya malah bisa di bahaya itu. Jadi nggak bisa kita nyamar jadi orang lain.
Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's
Okay.
a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Possess a key figure in
I've already tried
the
that.
academia.
But all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Oke, mereka nggak pakai akasa terminal yang kemungkinan ada hubungannya itu atau orang penting lah.
It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
Mereka nggak pakai akasa terminal supaya nggak bocor rahasianya.
I'm
Okay.
guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
I can't think of anything else. Oke,
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida,
Oke, nggak ada
you're
ide
super
sama sekali kah?
smart, So you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Hah? Rejecting impractical motion?
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved,
Kenapa itu? Kok seperti patah-patah suaranya? Oke, lanjutin ya. Aku nggak tahu apa kenapa itu bisa seperti itu.
then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Oh, berarti kita harus cari orang yang kemungkinan itu belum terlibat begitulah, tapi tahu rencananya. Ya, mereka nggak berpihak sama the stage itu. Oke, ini mungkin Tignari sih. Kita mau datang Tenari itu.
You're saying
Oke.
we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
Iya kan, kita rekrut mata-mata ini supaya tahu
Before
apa
coming
rencananya.
back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes
Oh, yeah?
doing stuff behind the academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Oh iya juga, Al-Haitam ada juga.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Setaria. Jangan bilang itu yang Tenari itu kirim surat untuk dia itu.
Taria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We
Hah?
ran into
Siapa
her
lagi nih?
basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
Oh, bukan. Berarti itu perempuan yang ini yang sama The Grand Stage itu. Waktu ketemu Nilu di yang ngelarang mereka nari situ.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born
Okay.
in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Dari padang pasir aja, oke.
Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
Kerja untuk itulah, kerja jadi tentara bayaran mereka yang dari itu padang pasir. Ya, kebanyakan ketemunya seperti itu, kita mau gimana lagi?
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky.
Oke, artinya namanya bintang lah.
Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light.
Huh.
Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
This is no longer just a metaphor. Apa ini kok? Just add such a true talk, right?
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore.
Okay.
She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sounds exactly like the person we
Right.
need.
We must somehow make her face her problems again. That
Okay.
way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Jadi Setaria nih dari padang pasir tuh mau ya urusan akademinya di sinilah. Cuman ya dia sudah terlalu ikut campur sama masalah yang dari The Sage itu, yang bantu mereka buat masalah yang seperti samsara itu. Dia cuman mau belajar malah ikut-ikutan seperti itu, ya mau gimana lagi. Oke, udah terlanjur katanya ikutin itu aja harusnya.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
Ini katanya Setaria tuh 10 hari sekali itu bakal keluar untuk belanja seperti itulah. Jadi kita harus rekrut dia jadi mata-mata. Begitukah ini?
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
Hah?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates?
My poor lost lamb.
The divine
Okay.
voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Oke, ini ramalan sih seperti ini.
Huh?
Oke.
Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case,
Ini anak-anak kah ini?
it would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Oke, open the gods lah. Banyak sih dewa yang kita itu. Bukan banyak sih, banyak dewa yang kita ketemu. Terus ada beberapa juga yang menyinggung apa sebutannya seperti itu. Open the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Iya. Kita itu yang menghina gitu lah, apa ngejek gitu, God of Animo itu. Terus ya apa Lord of Geo itu apa sebutannya, dia tuh finansialnya. Terus yang Elektro tuh kita pernah lawan dia. Oke.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Define my prospect in health. Define my prospect in love.
Love
Huh?
prospects? No problem at all.
Okay.
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One
Okay.
who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be?
What?
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Hah? Kok masa banyak orang sama dia? Hah?
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
Okay.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Oke, kita nanya ramalan tentang cinta seperti itu, love gitu. Katanya banyak orang sama dia. Oke.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Oke, apalagi ini?
Yep. It belongs to a king.
Hakim.
His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time.
Oh, berarti ayah Hakim nih tuh nolong Setaria juga waktu itu. dia pertama kali datang ke itu Sumeru City.
When I
Okay.
start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We
Dari.
caught wind of your
Okay.
great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Some big
Speaking
business.
Where did you learn this trade?
Hah?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Hah? Mason tuh apa sebenarnya? Pottery aku tahu yang buat seperti pot seperti itu kan? Yang dari tanah liat begitu. Mason tuh apa? Tukang batu.
Oh
okay.
no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
Oke, ayahnya di Port Ormos. Katanya dia sudah pensiun itu dari kerjaannya. Oleh gara-gara dia jatuh sini dari atap. Kakinya patah.
I
Oke.
see.
Makanya
We
pensiun.
wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Oke, mereka buat bisnis itu. Apalagi nih ke sini. Like a trim. Hah?
This should be our final stop. Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Oke.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
I feel, hah? Di dong.
Sorry, I don't quite remember.
Tavern hostess.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent.
Oke, dia dari Liyue ternyata. Dia mau datang ke akademia supaya belajar gitu tapi nggak diterima.
But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
Oke, dia masih di sini supaya research sama itu yang sekolah dari akademia juga. Jadi yang selanjutnya dia bakal daftar lagi gitu supaya masuk.
What
Oke.
an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's
Oh, the
right.
best, huh?
It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
Oh, ruang bawah tanahnya itu supaya untuk employees-nya dia, karyawannya sama itu. Sama private events. Private
I
events.
see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Oke.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Bentar, dia tadi sudah kasih tahu namanya kah? Cisan. Aku lupa. Kok bisa tahu itu? Apa Nahidanya? Ya dia bisa lihat
So, was that everything?
masuk ke pikiran orang.
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
information we've collected. Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities.
Oke, Sataria tuh menghindar masalahnya sendiri lah,
You
oke.
mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, berarti kita bisa pakai itu yang Scarlet King itu, alasan Scarlet King. Mungkin.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
If King Desert was to criticize Sataria's actions, If King Desert was to criticize, okay. If King Desert was to make demands of Sataria,
So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
oke, dia mau ngerasukin salah satu di antara tiga itu kah?
Possess
Mungkin.
them through the Akasha, imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King.
Oke, jadi kita nih mau itu Sataria datangin Sataria tuh supaya jadi mata-mata begitulah. Itu caranya supaya dia jadi mata-mata tuh ngerasa dia bersalah gitulah sama kampung halamannya yang dia tinggal tuh, nggak mau bantu mereka sama sekali. Terus caranya itu buat satu di antara tiga orang tadi tuh yang kita temuin tuh itu punya kepercayaan sama King Desert itu Scarlet King Desert namanya lah. Terus buat dia apa nih? Made up. Oh, buat mereka itu percaya, habis itu ya begitu aja.
As long as
Lanjutin ya.
everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
Hah? Gimana? Kita yang disuruh itu ngerasukin
That's
mereka?
no
Hah?
problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Kita kayak yang disuruh itu ngerasukin malah apaan ini?
That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Ya kenapa dia nggak sendiri?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
Oke.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Ya juga sih dia bisa apa namanya tuh ngelihat itulah manusia gitu gimana tingkah lakunya, cuman dia nggak bisa niru mereka. Oke, tapi kenapa dinyuruh kita? Apa kita juga bisa seperti itu? Oke, alright, I'll try my best.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Oke, besok sore katanya. Like a triumphant aduh gimana nyambutnya itu. Kita nunggu jam 12 sampai jam 6. Oke. Oke, ini jadi nunggunya dari jam 12 kan? Sampai jam 18 begitu? Oh, ke situ. Oke. Jadi ini datang ke sini. Oke. Nah, ini dia nih orangnya.
Oh, here she comes. Satari is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them.
Kok jadi aneh rasanya seperti ini? Kita itu ngerasukin seseorang.
As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Oke, dia percaya sama kita gimana? Inilah kira-kira.
I'm starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Seperti itu jadinya.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oke, itu tadi kemungkinan ku skip sih. Seharusnya ada sesuatu lagi.
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong?
Oke.
I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Hamru and... Iya, aduh bentar. Ini siapa nama mereka? Aku nggak ingat. Hamru... Tamru... Oke. Yang atas ya aku nggak ingat sama sekali nih.
Are you sure? Those aren't ringing a bell for some reason.
Iya kan?
Well, actually they have many names. Which names I use depends on my mood.
Oke.
Huh, I see. I imagine that must be hard for the kitties too.
Oke.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
Oke.
A mess?
A mess.
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
Ini apa nggak kelihatan seperti ini?
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
The gods have spoken. Oh, the gods have spoken. Gimana inilah? Bentar, ini aku itu dulu. Aku ingat seperti apa? Oh ya, ini. The gods have spoken.
The gods are asking, Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Oke.
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Oke.
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
Oke.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And
Okay.
if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Oke, spesifik god lah. God of wisdom.
inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago.
Iya.
Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What? Katanya Scarlet King, kebangkitan Scarlet King tuh itu disebarin oleh ya apa namanya itu dari akademia juga. Itu misinformation gitu. Oke. King Desert Resurrection is a misinformation campaign.
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city.
Okay.
I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Oke. Nabia. Siapa nama kucingnya? Aku lupa.
Oh, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To
Okay.
have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
Ini kalau seperti ini diingat-ingat lagi yang apa namanya tuh, yang sebelumnya itu gimana aja? Itu kan yang penjual pottery itu.
Now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Dia itu pottery. Ayahnya tuh tukang batu kalau nggak salah. Terus nanti lihat aku aku lupa juga sama mereka nih. Sama juga kan, pasti dia itulah ada ngeliat sesuatu
It's
gitu.
okay. I just got caught up in something.
Oke.
Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Masanori work gardening. Gak mungkin gardening lah.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
He's feeling a lot better and he's walking more. Hah? Ini nggak mungkin lah. Feeling a lot better and he's walking. Bukannya kaki ayahnya itu ada masalah begitu, gara-gara jatuh dari atap itu. He's feeling a lot better. He can lift a stuff. He lifts stuff now.
Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly, his strong arms had always been his pride and joy.
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you'd heard.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Iya, Port Ormos.
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
Benar, itu pilihanku yang tadi benar apa enggak, aku nggak tahu.
If you could find the time,
Yaudahlah.
please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru.
Okay, faith in Scarlet
He has a
King.
quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh, berarti ayahnya dia tuh pengikut itu Dendro Archon. Kalau yang ketemu Scarlet King gimana lah pengikutnya gitu.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King?
Okay.
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
Okay.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Iya juga sih.
Can't pick a side? Me?
Kesal sekali sih dia tuh.
Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Before I know it, I really start getting into the role. I wasn't too harsh, was I?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria.
Ya kasihan juga si
But
Setarianya.
once everything is
Ya udahlah.
over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Like the Triumph Hero. Lah, malah jatuh ke sini.
Sataria's already started talking.
Oke, nggak sempat ngomong Pak Imonya. Oke, ini yang di bawah tanah itu kan? Ada ruangan itu?
Have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
No, I've been spending all my time studying in basement. I'm spending all my time studying in the attic. Ya, basement kan?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Benar, ada di report juga lah kalau seperti itu. Oh, berarti kalau bisa ngingat ngulang seperti itu,
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Jishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
what? Setiap orang yang ketemu bakal pindah ke itu Scarlet King. Astaga, ngeri juga sih.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who worked side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Did I push
She
too
can no
hard?
longer justify everything to herself.
Okay.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
bakal mimpi buruk dia nih setiap malam kalau seperti ini. Ya, mereka nggak bisa mimpi juga sih.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You should follow your heart. It's not too late to turn back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
Research lah.
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation.
Serendipity itu apa lah? Penasaran aku apa itu? Hah? Dia nggak percaya sama dewa-dewa gitu, tapi percaya sama keberuntungan. Serendipity itu keberuntungan kah? Hah? Your parents must be fate.
Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Great, we've finally convinced her.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival.
Dia desainernya,
But I
oke?
know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents.
Oke.
I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Huh? There's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that scholar who... Hah? Ada scholar yang dikeluarin dari akademia tapi kembali ke kota. Habis itu quite worry of him. Siapa itu kira-kira lah? An outcast that even the sages are still
To
wary
fight
of.
against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project.
Oh, okay.
One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha.
Ya juga sih, kalau dokumen penting begitu nggak mungkin bisa dikirim lewat Akasa. Yang ngontrol Akasa kan akademianya.
Let me
Jadi lewat mana?
Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
What? Paling primitif katanya. Oke, ngambil barang gitu. Manual primitif
The
lah, oke.
academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Akademia entrance.
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right,
Oh.
I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, All we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
Okay.
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Kembali tuh, ketemu lagi kita di itu Adventure Guild. Wah. Oke, kita nih ganti-ganti waktu terus sih. Ya udah. Oh, ini besoknya, bukannya
It's so
hari
nice
yang
to
sama.
de-stress.
Oke. Oke, ini sudah jam 7 malam.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
Ada
That's
Catherine lah.
right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Can we just call her Nahida?
We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Oke.
Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap.
Iya juga sih, ini kemungkinan jebakan juga. Jadi kemungkinan
If something were to happen,
identitas harus
my existence
disembunyiin.
may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
I somehow doubt that.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Speaking of which, don't you feel like something is off?
What do you feel is off?
It's just a little too quiet around
The
here.
middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
Ya, jadi sepi sekali nih. Kenapa lah?
I
Kira-kira.
think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
Oh iya, minyak kita sudah kita lepas juga kan itu Hakasa terminalnya. Jadi
I also
kalau
can't
ada
quite
masalah
figure
lagi
out
nggak
why things
bakal
feel a
bisa
little
kena.
off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Ya nggak ada rencana lain lagi ya.
Regardless,
Datang dia
as
aja.
long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Kenapa jadi sepi sekali lah? Oke, Academia entrance.
There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Oke. The stage-nya nggak pakai itu Hakasa terminal. Terus ya pantasnya juga sih nggak bisa tahu dia apa yang dilakuin. Tapi kenapa bisa sepi seperti ini lah? Biasanya ada orang masih jam segini. Itu banyak orang loh. Nah ini ada scene lagi nih.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Il Dottore, ini Hardbridger kayak ini.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. clearly she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Jadi Dottore itu murid akademia yang dikeluarin dari Oke, dia yang dikeluarin dari akademia itu.
Far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first.
Lah, terus gimana?
Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out
Ternyata-
because of her.
Ternyata kita tuh disadap. Ada itu alat pendengar gitu di Saratia kan namanya tadi itu. Ya makanya punya kita bisa digagalin rencana gini lah. Okay, she can jump between minds. Hopefully she will be fine. I'm not sure. That guy was pretty terrifying.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So
What?
scary.
Dia tuh nomor 2 kah? Kok ngeri sekali.
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
We underestimate the scale of this problem. We underestimate the number of parties involved. Oke, kita nggak nyangka sih bakal sebesar ini masalahnya. Ada Il Dottore itu lagi. Oke.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui.
Ini emang Fatui ini sih yang bahaya sekali
What
ini.
are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Ya, rencana mereka kan itu cari Gnosis itu. We need to find a way to reunite with
Yeah.
Nahida.
Things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help.
Ya enak sekali sih kalau ada Nahida itu.
We'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Seingatku itu apa? Bukannya Akasa Terminal itu lebih kuat di kotanya, di Port Ormos atau di itu Sumeru City-nya. Let's start our investigation. Let's go find someone else who might be involved.
You mean...
Tainari?
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia Forest? That has to be the same project.
Kenapa nggak dari
Even though he turned
awal
it down
gitu
at
kan?
the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Dari awal gitu kan sudah itu. Oke, berarti ini sudah yang baru lagi nih. Jadi mungkin cukup sampai di sini. Bakal ngomong sama Tainari itu lagi. Itu Twitter nggak di sana? Kok kelihatannya warnanya beda? Oke. Jadi ini ngeri juga lah sampai ada high ranking gitulah. Patuinya nomor 2 lagi itu. Ada apa di Sumeru City seperti inilah. Oke, jadi selanjutnya bakal ngelanjutin yang Dari itu. Oke, cukup sampai di sininya. Bye.